Know that He is God. Find out how in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. My sister told me to pet a tiger. I knew better. We were at a petting zoo. The tiger was only a cub and his trainer was sitting beside him, but even at 6 years of age, I knew that petting a tiger was probably a bad idea. Still, my sister told me to do it, so I stepped into the tiger cage and started to pet the tiger. Apparently, the tiger believed I was his latest tiger toy and swatted me with its paw. The next thing I remember was heading out of the petting zoo to the car with my dad saying something about how children and wild animals don't mix. I already knew this. I was the only kid on the block who never threatened to run away and join the circus. Moses wondered how the people of Israel would ever escape slavery. So far, what he had done didn't work. It only made things worse. Moses didn't know, but God did. God tells Moses in Exodus chapter 7, verse 5, "The Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord when I stretch out my hand against Egypt and bring out the people of Israel from among them." Don't let it take 10 plagues for you to know that God is God. The plagues might seem cruel at first. Turn the only source of water in the desert to blood? Send gnats, locusts, frogs, and boils? Take away their firstborn son? Yikes! The plagues might seem cruel, but each plague directly affronts the gods the Egyptians worshipped. The god of the Nile, the goddess of childbirth, who for some reason was represented by a frog, the god of livestock, the god of the dead, all are ineffective against the one true God. That wasn't being cruel. He was calling out a warning that no one, not even the Pharaoh, could miss. The purpose of the plagues was to convince the Pharaoh to allow the people of Israel to go free. We know it worked, but this was more than just a rescue mission. And this was more than just for the people of Israel. God was reaching out to the people of Egypt. He didn't want them to follow after false gods who didn't exist. He wanted them to know the one true living God. The Pharaoh was the significant roadblock here. We may not be Pharaoh, but we need to realize that hardening our hearts against God affects more than just us. Our family, friends, acquaintances, and even people we may not know are all affected when we turn against God's will for our life. We become a roadblock to God's love reaching those around us. It's not a position anyone would want to be in. The Pharaoh of Egypt had set up roadblocks for the people, inhibiting them from knowing the one true God. As the head of their religion, essentially presenting himself as a son of the gods, the Pharaoh created institutional barriers to people knowing the true God. The plagues brought those barriers down. By the 10th plague, everyone in Egypt would have the opportunity to know the one true God. God took extraordinary action so that the Pharaoh and the people of Egypt would know that he alone was God. God has done the same for you and me. He's given us the Bible to see his hand at work through history. He's revealed himself in the complexities of his creation. Most importantly, God stepped into our world to give his life on the cross for our sins, then rose again 3 days later to show us that he has conquered death. God came for you. God waits for you. And God has done extraordinary things to show you his love, all for one purpose, so that you might know that he is God. And now, you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from his word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.